Cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for being here. Today, we're going to talk about Midjourney. I hope you all know Midjourney because, I'm hoping that's why you're here. But today, we're going to talk about mastering Midjourney for innovative image creation. And yes, it's creative, it's arty, but it's not farty. Why I'm saying that is because you can use now Midjourney for your businesses. You can use it for your B2B business, even for your B2C business, right? You can use it for Instagram. You can use it for TikTok background. You can use it for anything. But what's amazing, you can use it for LinkedIn. You can use it for banners. You can use it for literally anything. For your posts, if you're posting on LinkedIn, imagery is very important. Any post with an image does better, much, much, much better. So the idea is here that Midjourney is now a tool where you don't need any more stock images, right? And I think that's amazing, right? No more stock images. And you'd go on stock images, you'd spend so much time trying to find the right stock image, and it was boring. And now you can have fun creating your own image. I love it. It's really my 2024 craze. So, mastering Midjourney for innovative image creation. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to touch into ChatGPT and GPTs a little bit so that we can use ChatGPT to make Midjourney even better. But you're also going to learn a lot about prompting Midjourney. Midjourney is not the easiest image generation tool out there to prompt. 100%. It's not the easiest, okay? But is absolutely the best. It's the best in visual quality, in creativity, and it just looks sexy. I'm gonna say it. Any image from Midjourney looks great. You can see my little robot on the left. I think that looks already great. So we've said Midjourney is an AI-driven platform. I mean, it's a model. It's an image generation model. The use cases I've already mentioned, about creative art, design, advertising, and marketing is a huge one. Education is also a really good one for storytelling and a bunch of other stuff. But you have it for entertainment and gaming, so you can even start designing characters. You can do so many things, and you have other tools to actually take your characters and make them 3D models. Many crazy stuff that I don't want to get into now because that's going to be a little bit advanced. Personal projects and hobbies, your Instagram accounts, anything like that you want to make. I like here gifts. I do gift sometimes and images to people now when I talk to them and I see something unique about them. I make a Midjourney image and I gift it to them. They love it. They're like, wow, this is awesome. Prototyping and visualization for architecture. I actually built my whole dream home farmhouse in Midjourney, right? And it's just like that's exactly what I want. So when I get the architect and interior designer to do it, is like this is what I want to build, right? So I've saved a lot of time and potential resources. We've spoke about it, but the enhanced creativity is making me more creative, time and cost efficiency. It's accessible to all of you, and it's just text based, right? So it's a prompt based stuff. Innovation, we mentioned that, so I'm not going to get into that again. Customization of all the images and so on for your branding and so on. Educational values there, you'll learn so much and you can help others as well learn. And inspiration for artists and designers, this is one of the best things, really. Like, you think of a concept, you're gonna draw it or you're gonna create it, you first can get a version of it on Midjourney. It's just incredible. Okay, so how it works is very simple. Prompting, that's the input, text space. Then it processes it. It gives you the image, and you can actually do a bunch of stuff with the image, which I'm going to show now. And then you get the output. Right. I'm going very quickly through this. If you want to stop me, stop me. I know that Fancy mentioned that she just realized that you can use images in your prompt to create a mixture of ideas. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm excited to see what I can come up with. Yes, you can do some really amazing stuff there, Fancy, and you can upload images and so on for sure. So that's exactly why I mentioned your comment here, because on the left side you can see image URLs, so you can actually feed it images and then give it prompts. And because you feed images, it's going to take that image as a reference material, and it's going to really understand what's inside that image and give you a similar image according to your prompt. So text prompts, that's really the main part of it. It's like ChatGPT, but it's much more complex than ChatGPT, in my opinion, in prompting. It's not as easy to get good at prompting Midjourney. but I'm going to give you the formulas today. And then there's a bunch of parameters like the aspect ratio, which model you want to use, and many other things like the style of it. Like, do you want it to be more stylish, less stylish? And when I say stylish, is Midjourney style itself. Cool. So I'm gonna do all this stuff, but if you do want to take notes, and because there's the recording, you can come back to this. Here's an example of a detailed prompt structure, which we're gonna do it in a second. But it's usually you talk about the individual object, right? If you're talking about, a man sitting in somewhere, right? Sitting is the action, indoors, outdoors, and the location is going to be where, the time of day, in the daytime. You can also talk about lighting as well. It loves, daylight, candlelight, cinematic lighting. There's so many other things. You can also mention about the weather and stuff, any dynamic elements. Photography style, I'm not a photographer, but you can go editorial photography and so on. Portrait photography. If you use these words, you get, these styles, you're going to get very different outputs. We're going to test them in a second. Cameras, if anybody loves cameras, there's a Leica M10R that I use a lot in my prompts. It's just so unique. But it knows a bunch of different cameras. You can use a Canon EOS 5D. You can use an iPhone camera. Right? You write that in your prompt, and it actually mimics that, which is incredible. The composition, if you want it to be symmetrical, asymmetrical, and so on. Any camera angles, you can put that. You can even put some years, like you want it to look like a 1970s, and so on. A director, it could be a movie director, and so on. The style of it, Tarantino style. You'll see Tarantino style stuff. And I mentioned a little bit the ratio, but these are parameters that we're gonna get into. Cool. So I'll get into this so that we don't lose more audience, because I know there's a 30 plus people just on LinkedIn and they're getting bored because it's a presentation. But we're gonna do Midjourney stuff now. Okay, so don't go yet. Okay. So long form, short form, short form prompt. Okay, there's a little error here. So you'll have short forms and long forms. We're gonna do that now. Okay, so I think it's my time to build. Yes, live demonstration. All right. Even the image in the background that you see here is one. Okay. Um, okay. Eileen asked, can we try to make a photograph from 1930 today? Yes, absolutely. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna open up right away. So the thing with Midjourney is that, especially if you haven't done 1,000 images yet, you're gonna access it through Discord. I hope you know Discord. If you don't know Discord, Discord is quite complex. I don't like it much. It's not like Slack or Google Chat. It's not as simple. But right now, Midjourney is hosted on Discord. Okay. If the quality is low, by the way, of what you see, make sure your internet is fast, because I think the quality should be good. But I know that sometimes some people complain about the quality of the screen share. Check if you do have a setting of also the quality, so you can upscale the quality of my screen share. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So if you get into Discord, if you do get into Midjourney, you're gonna get into Discord, and on Discord, you get your Midjourney membership. There are 3 plans or more. There is a very small plan. There's a mid plan. We can look at that, but you can find that information yourself, and I can tell you what plan I am on. And the plans is according to the hours that you get of CPU, right, or where it gets actually processed. Okay. And when you come in to Discord, on the left, you're gonna have certain channels. And I'm not using the newcomer stuff, the newbies anymore, but you're gonna get into some newbies channels. And in the newbies channels, you can actually start writing your prompt on the bottom, where you chat. Okay. So let's just do a very quick prompt just to show you a basic prompt. So I do imagine, yeah. The prompt opens up. You have to make sure that you see this prompt thing, because if you don't see that, you're just writing text into Discord and nothing's gonna happen, right? I'm gonna say let's find something on the chats, guys. You can always add whatever you want. But Eileen said about a photograph from 1930. I'm gonna make something super basic just to show you the basic version, and then we're gonna go into details. Okay, but we're gonna say a family, a family in the 1930s. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to send this just to show you guys that even with the most basic stuff, you'll get an answer, right, you'll get something created, but it's going to be very basic because we put a very basic prompt. It's the same thing as, let me just, while it's doing that, get back like this. It's the same thing as ChatGPT. And what you input is what you're going to come out as a quality, as an output. Don't forget about that. Okay. The better you get at it, the more advanced you're going to get inputting, the better, the more advanced output you're going to get. Okay. That's very, very important to remember. Okay. So we did get already something created for us. Okay. So what we got is we got 4 images of a family in the 1930s. Okay, there's not much detail to it. Yes, that's correct, and that's, we did that on purpose just to show you a basic prompting. And what Midjourney does is it will give you 4 images. Okay, if you don't know that yet, it'll give you 4 images. And how it does is, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right, on the grid. Okay, and why I'm saying this, because here you're gonna have U1, U2, U3, U4. U2 is the band, but here we're not talking about the band. V1, V2, V3, V4, and these are not the versions of Midjourney, but they're the versions of the pictures here. But this is the V, is actually the to do different variations of it, which I'm going to show now. So let's say that, we like some of them. Okay, well, I like 3, right? The hand is a little bit weird. That happens because we didn't give even details. Ooh, as you can see here, there's extra hands, right? Whose hand is that? Dad's hand. Dad's hand is not well, right? It's the 1930s. That's fine. Hands doesn't have to be that well. So 1 is not bad neither. So let's just to start testing a little bit and get warmed up about this, I'm gonna click U1, right? So that's gonna upscale the first one, right? It's going to upscale it here on its own so that we see it a little bit bigger. We can open that up, right? Oh, okay, here's the image. This is not the best quality you can go to because we still have many more options now, right? So when you upscale from this grid, when you have a choice, you suddenly get many, many, many more choices. And that's really your upscale. Subtle, your creative upscale, your to vary it subtly, or very strong, and very region. Okay, and then you get zoom effects and a custom zoom, but they're all zoom out. There's no zoom in, by the way. Not yet. There's no zooming in. And as the founder said, if you want to zoom in, you can just crop the image, which makes sense, right? You can do that in preview. You can do it on Photoshop or any other image editing tools. The left, right, top, bottom will add stuff to the image. So it'll make the image bigger and it'll start expanding the image into the direction that you choose. The liking is actually for your own storage in the library. And you can click on web, and so you can see it on the web, okay, and not inside Discord. All right. So are we okay until now, everybody? Any questions, anything? Don't forget to put it on the chat, because I'm checking the chat. I'm even giving some thumbs up to people on the chat. Awesome. So what's interesting is that I like this, and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to upscale subtle. The difference of subtle and creative is that the subtle is not going to change much. It's just going to upscale the quality to have a bigger image. Okay, but when I say creative, it might add stuff, it might change it. Maybe let's try creative, just since we're here and we're just experimenting together. So I've clicked on upscale creative, and in the meantime, what it's going to do is going to start upscaling that, and it's going to add a bit of more creativeness to it. But the seed of the image, the starting point is itself, right? And you're going to get slightly changes. Okay, not crazy stuff. Okay, the subtle really doesn't change much. It just makes the quality better. It increases the image. And sometimes what I've realized on when you upscale subtle, it'll fix some errors, right? Slight errors, not many major errors, but it'll fix some errors. Okay, so the thing that you're going to see with the Discord bot, and even not with the Discord bot, which I'm going to talk about the other option, is that it'll take some time. Okay, I'm on fast. I'm using my fast hours. It's already gone to 31% at 46%. It's not very slow. Okay, but it's not super fast neither. Right, it'll take under a minute though, right, or just about, and it'll create the image. You have a relax mode, fast mode, and turbo mode. Turbo mode is very fast, but it eats up a lot of your CPU, your allowance. Fast mode, it's a great place. And the relax mode is you have unlimited relax mode if you're on a package more than the basic package, I think, or or the starter package, and that takes quite a bit of time, but you have unlimited, so you can do that. And to be honest, you have to be a power user to really use their upper plans, okay? Because they get really serious on thousands of images, right? So here we go. So what we've done, we've got our answer already, and we've got a really nice image. We've upscaled it. It's a 1930s family sitting in their living room, but we didn't even say sitting in the living room, right? And it just decided itself on these. So that was a really very basic prompt, okay? We just said what is going to be inside, who's going to be in there, right? What's that? We didn't even put an action. We just said a family, and we said a era, 1930s. Okay. I'm going to say a Soviet army leader, Soviet army leader, walking with his robot army towards, let's see, towards a war. I'm going to try this, okay? Maybe it's not the best English, but it should be better than that. Okay, a Soviet army leader walking with his robot army, with the robot army toward the war. Then I'm going to start coming here and start putting a little bit more tones, colors, and stuff like that, right? So I'm going to put here red tones. I'm going to say dramatic and cinematic lighting. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is something that I love to do, and I'm going to add a camera, which is a Leica M10R. Okay. And then what else should we do? Then we're going to keep that there. I'm going to add now a perimeter of AR aspect ratio. And I'm going to add the aspect ratio to be 16:9 because I want something wide. Okay. I'm now going to add a bit more style to it. Okay. It comes with a default style of 100, if I remember correctly, 100 or 200. I think 100. And I'm going to write S space, and I'm going to add a bit more style to it. And I'll show you the difference. So I'm going to add 400. So I'm going to do something a little bit more complex here. I'm going to do permutated prompts, which just to show you the difference, I'm going to do these brackets, and I'm going to add a 0. I'm going to add a 200, let's say, a 400, and let's add a 1,000, which should be the higher end of the style. So what it's going to do is actually going to run 4 different prompts. It's going to run a style 0, a style 200, a style 400, a style 1,000 of the same prompt. Why am I doing this? It's because I want to show you guys the difference of stylizing in Midjourney. Okay, and the stylizing in Midjourney, so it's asking me, as you can see, okay, it tells me, hey, you know that this is multiple prompts. It's going to be 4 prompts. I'm like, oh, okay, great. You can say short prompts, and as I mentioned to you guys, it's going to do, the same prompt but with the style 0, style 200, style 400, style 1,000. Okay, because I want to show you guys the difference. I'm going to say yes, so I'm going to let that run. It's going to take a tiny bit of time, and I'm just going to tell you a couple of things in the meantime. So the camera of Leica M10R has its own style. So this is why we say Leica M10R. You can do Canon EOS 5D. I think now is Mark 4, Mark 5, maybe. I don't know, because I used to know the Mark 3 back in the day. I had one, I think. And I've added also the stylize just to show you guys, because Midjourney does have its own style. Okay, and its own style is defaulted at 100, so it's a little bit of a Midjourney style. If you do 0, it has no Midjourney style. You can actually call it even raw. You can do a raw image where it doesn't have any Midjourney styling. Okay, and then the more you go, the more style it has. I've added red tones, okay, because I wanted to really see that red tone of Soviet army and so on. And I've added also a dramatic and cinematic lighting. Okay, so we can already see I'm starting to get quite good results. This is fast today. Thank you very much, Midjourney. I'm guessing Midjourney knows that I'm on a webinar. It's so smart. No, I'm joking. So as you can see, this is gonna be style 200. Let's start with style 00. So here, is this finished? We can check here. Fast. Yes, this is finished. I'll open this up. This is the one that has style 0. Okay. As you guys can see, yes, Soviet army leader. It has robots, right? So if listened to me quite well, okay. On the fourth one, it's not very robotic. It's more humans, and one is really robots, right? And is leading them to war. Okay, we have the red tones, which is awesome to see. I like number 3 as well. Actually, it's added that, but I don't like this imagery. Do you guys like it? I don't like it because it doesn't have much of the style of Midjourney. And to be honest, in certain use cases like stock images or marketing assets and stuff, you might not want that AI Midjourney stylized aspect like that stylized concept of Midjourney, right? But sometimes you might want. So I've added a little bit here, right? I've added 200. Okay, so the quality is going to get better. Here we go. So at 200, you guys can see that it's starting to add a little bit of style. It started to really make it really cool, actually, right? It does have its own. It's an artist. Midjourney is almost like an artist. It's an AI artist. Image 4 looks scary with the kid up in the window. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna go back to that. That was on the family before. I just saw the comment. Fancy. Yeah, I can send that to you later. Let me know. it, you could do some scary stuff. I've tested. I have yeah, I have such scary image that I can't even show my kid because she'll have nightmares. I'll show you that. But I do love that we're starting to get some style here. Where we've dialed in style 200 only. Don't forget. Okay. Wow, you can see 2 is quite nice as well, right? 3 is nice even. 4 is nice. And usually what happens, the first is more closer to your prompt. And fans said, no, thank you. She says about the scary images. And then the second one, it's still there. And the third is starting to get away a little bit from what we said. Like on the fourth, we don't even see the leader, but maybe that's the leader. It's really it's on mine, right? It's on creativity. But I really do like the 1 and the 2. Let's say that I really love 2. I'd upscale 2. Right? I'll just click upscale while we're looking at the others. But we're gonna go a little bit more to heavier styles, right? Here we had style 400. Okay, so let's look at style 400. So this is much more a Midjourney style. Okay, it's starting to dial in its own style. Look at that. Okay, it's forgotten a little bit about the robots. Okay, um, on this one, but the style and the details, as you can see, the higher you put the style, the more details and the more subtle details you'll get. Okay, as you can see, wow, look at that. Look at 2, right? We said red tone, so our images are very red. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, and then look at 3. I love 3 as well. You got even planes type of things there. You got this guy, which is the Soviet army leader. You have this fourth. Like this is almost like, come on, guys. This is a scene from a movie. If you have watched The Creator, it's almost like that, right? The Creator doesn't have all these big robots, but it has one. If you haven't watched The Creator, by the way, you should watch The Creator. It's really cool. Like I cried twice, and I got angry a few times, and I got happy at the end, because at the end you realize the AI is not the bad, it's the humans. And I was quite happy because I know AI is not bad. It's just we're gonna make it bad. And we're gonna, yeah, that's the problem. And I cried. Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. I really recommend you guys to watch The Creator. So as you can see, this is really getting good. I love 3 here. All right, so I'm gonna upscale 3 while we're talking about. Look at that. Style 1000. We've dialed in really in the Midjourney style. Yeah, at 1000. Look at that. Oh wow. Can you guys see the difference? I mean, I see it, right? The difference is that when you go into style, it really starts being that details, that subtle details that I've mentioned, right? Look at there's a bit of snow. There's a bit of snow on the soldiers. Okay, it's gonna rid a little bit of the robots. And here, wow, look at that image, right? This is very, very, very stylish. You can upscale this. You can even put it as a poster if you like this type of stuff. Yes, it is mind blowing, and yeah, yeah, I can show you some other mind blowing stuff as well. I absolutely love it. Um, I love what we're getting on 3 as well. Right. Look at that human there and the robots. And look at 4. Right. As you dial in the style of Midjourney, you're starting to get really a unique piece of art. That's where the creativity starts, right? Because Midjourney is a creative tool. As I mentioned in the beginning, this is why you should dial it in, right? But you can also do a raw image, which I can show that in a second. But on this one, which one do we like? Anyway, I really like 2. I know it's not exactly the prompt that I mentioned, but I do like 2. So I'm going to upscale 2 just for my own sake. Okay. And I'll show you guys. So what's upscaled now is the first version of upscale. So the quality is not really there. Okay. Wow, impressive. Nice. So I can upscale it. I'll show you guys something. So what we'll do with this image, we'll zoom out. We'll zoom out 2x. Okay. So it's going to boom, zoom out. It's going to start creating some other things. We're going to see more of the buildings on the right and potentially on the left. And we're going to see more of the floor and the top and the sky and stuff. So I've zoomed out that one. I really like this. This is like almost a movie, right? His face is a little bit messed up, but it could be, right. A Soviet army leader of going to war with the robots might have a bit of a messed up face. So I'm gonna be okay with Midjourney today, and I'm gonna actually upscale that creatively just to show you guys the difference. Okay, and I love this one. I really love this one. I really love this one. This is like it reminds me of Call of Duty, like if you play PlayStation games and so on, it's almost like it could be the cover of the new game, right? I definitely can see this is the cover of the new game. So I'm just gonna upscale that subtle because I don't want to get rid of the image itself. Like I don't want it to be too creative and get out of it, right? But I really want more details and I really want that image to be higher quality. Right. So we've clicked on those and this is happening. As you can see on the bottom, we have a few things happening. Right here, we have the creativeness happening. So the zoom out has happened actually. So let's look at the zoom out. So we have zoomed out, as you guys can see, right? We had that image, we've zoomed out. The quality, I think, is because of my internet a little bit. It should be a bit better. It'll come to be better in a second. Or let me see if I can just open in browser. You guys can see a little bit better quality. Yes, I think so. Here you go. So as you guys can see, we've zoomed out. We have more the right walls, a bit messed up, right? So you got to be a little bit more detailed when you do this type of stuff, which I'll show you. But you're starting to get some really interesting versions. So that was the zoom out feature, right? So it's gonna kind of have its own creative aspect of here's the image I created. Let me zoom out. Let me zoom out. What do I see more? And that's what Midjourney is gonna think about, right? So thank you very much, guys. Fancy, thank you very much for your engagement and everybody else. Sarah, awesome stuff, and everybody else. Don't forget to check out Task Drive. And if you want to learn more and you like LinkedIn and stuff, follow me, Tim Checker. I share a bunch of this stuff. That was fun. Thanks. Cheers. Bye.